Coming up today on This Is True Really News, we'll find out all about the Diamond Jubilee State Coach and the Gold State Coach. And I'm done. Please like, subscribe, and follow This Is True Really News. And if you have any stories you think we should look at, send them to TITR@netradio.network. There, I said it, and I'm glad.
You sort of said it.
Sort of.
Yep.
Like, subscribe, and follow, and send any stories you think we'd like to TITR. To TITR@netradio.network.
This is True Really News with Scott Combs and Tony Vercanis. All the news you're about to hear is true.
Really?
As far as you know.
So let's see. So far, my sister-in-law has sent me stories on the moose wandering through the village.
Yes.
Because she remembered the deer running through Ann's office, which was...
Of course.
I would have paid to see that because I'm just wanting to see my sister take on that deer. I'm betting on Ann. Anyway, she also sent me the Schwarzenegger story.
Yeah. Yep.
And now we have wildlife officials warning people to be on alert for drunk birds. And not the cool kind like you think from the 60s.
The cool kind of drunk birds?
You know, I'm picturing the bob cut with the short mini orange dress. And in a Facebook post, the Wildlife Resources Division of the Georgia Department of Natural Resources said, I don't know where that came from, said fruit-eating birds such as cedar waxwings and American robins. I'm married to an American robin.
Yes,
often eat fruit that has started to rot and ferment. Nope, that's not my robin.
No.
Byproduct of fermentation is the production of
alcohol.
Yeah, and when consumed, the result, and when it's consumed, the result would be drunk boys.
Drunk birds. Yep.
Why?
Walking up, and they all start to sing different.
Why
songs.
do we have angry birds when we don't have a game called drunk birds? That just seems wrong.
Oh, you've just given away $1 billion idea. Nice.
I hope so, because I don't want that money. I just spend it.
On what?
Hey, where was I? The consumption of these fermented fruits can cause the boidies to lose much of their coordination and capacity to fly. Apparently, the alcohol goes into the hollow bones and they can't lift off or something. I don't know.
Because they're immune to its effects.
So when most of the time when you have birds crashing into windows and other things.
Yeah, they're drunk.
Sadly, they can also die directly from alcohol poisoning if they drink enough of the fermented fruit.
You wonder how much this happens in Scotland.
This is why there are no bird frat parties.
Oh, I think there are.
Oh, no. I think
they happen in trees.
I'm pretty sure the birds in Scotland can handle that booze. What are you thinking?
Yeah, that's right.
Another possible cause for drunken flying, I mean, besides the pilot, is when birds, because I'm the pilot, Ajax Airlines, just Google it.
Yep.
Where was I? Another possible cause, drunken flying. Birds have eaten nandina, or sacred bamboo berries. This exotic invasive plant is used in landscaping and draws cyanide from the soil, depositing often lethal doses in the bright red fruit. So when you eat the bright red fruit, ka-ching.
Wow.
Now, I know you're thinking, how big a problem could this be?
How big a problem could this be? I mean, after all, they're just little things.
They're just blights. There's actually a website.
Had to be one.
Missouri Department of Conservation. If you go there, just you Google intoxicated wildlife, you'll most likely see cedar waxwings in this condition. Usually occurs in spring when warming days cause last year's berries to ferment. Following lunch at a favorite berry bush, why can I see this on National Geographic? Members of a cedar waxwing flock sometimes tumble from their perches.
I want David Attenborough to narrate.
And fly into things. No, well, yeah. By the way, it also says robins, pigeons, and even insects can occasionally be boozed up.
Yep, seen it.
Bees, for instance, find it impossible to fly after sipping overripe nectar. Now here's one. Wasps can become tipsy and when feeding on the rotten fruit.
Yeah.
And they can't fly. They fall to the ground and buzz about. But you got to be quick because they have tiny little wasp-like metabolism that takes care of the alcohol post-haste. And if you're about to kill them when they get sober,
yeah,
sucks to be you.
Yeah.
So anyway, go to the Missouri Department of Conservation, discover nature notes, intoxicated wildlife. Have a time. Cheers.
Here's your coronation update. The King and Queen consort will travel to the coronation at Westminster Abbey in the Diamond Jubilee State Coach, first used in 2014, before returning from Westminster Abbey in the Gold State Coach, used in every coronation since the 1830s. Why two coaches?
Why would they possibly need two coaches, Scott?
Well, it means the royal couple will be spared a bumpy ride on the way to the Abbey. Recalling her coronation in 1953, Queen Elizabeth had described the ride in the 18th century Gold State Coach as horrible and not very comfortable. There she goes, going over the top again. One of her predecessors, William IV, crowned in 1831, described his trip in the carriage as like being on a ship in a rough sea.
Does anyone think that maybe after all those years passed, they might have wanted to look at, I don't know, the suspension?
Meantime, the Diamond Jubilee State Coach is much more modern than it appears, with air conditioning, electric windows, and up-to-date suspension. It's made of aluminium, which is...
No, that's not it.
What is it?
It's aluminium.
Minimum.
No, that's when Americans say it.
Oh, that's right. And anyway, it's quite unusual that it would be made out of this because most of them are made of wood. It's also got hydraulic suspension, meaning that the ride is incredibly comfortable, according to Sally Goodsir. Do you have a question there, young lad?
Well, I'm just thinking, since this is made of aluminium,
Yes.
it's obviously updated.
Yep.
State of the art.
Yep.
Why didn't they update the old geezer too? And I don't mean the king.
Let's update him as quick as we can.
That will take care of itself, I'm sure.
Anyway, Sally Goodsir, curator of the Royal Collection Trust, tells us it incorporates pieces of wood from historic ships and buildings, including HMS Victory, the Mary Rose, Balmoral Castle, Canterbury Cathedral, and Westminster Abbey.
And the Fox and Hound.
Buckingham Palace has not commented on the reason for the switch.
Tortured tushies.
Tortured royal tushies.
So in Kyiv, is it Kyiv? Kyiv, Ukraine, a surgeon removed an unexploded grenade from the chest cavity of a 28-year-old Ukrainian soldier.
Oh, for Pete's sake.
According to The Guardian, the weapon lay just below the man's heart, and two sappers, if you know any military stuff, they're the engineering guys.
Yeah.
They were on hand during the entire operation to neutralize the device once it was removed. But doctors couldn't use the electrocoagulation. This is something I was like last month years old.
Yeah.
When I learned about this, that it controls
cauterization,
bleeding.
isn't it?
Sort of. It helps the blood actually coagulate.
Okay.
So it controls
Instead of
whatever
just
bleeding you're
burning
doing.
things.
Yeah.
Okay.
They didn't want to do that because, well, it's electricity and it's a grenade.
Bomb. Yeah.
Yep. So Anton Gerashenko, Ukraine's internal affairs minister, said, I think this case,
the internal affairs minister.
grenades in the guy's chest, man.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Too soon.
Internal affairs. Oh. Continue.
I apologize for my crass and unfeeling friend. No word how the grenade ended up in the soldier's chest cavity to begin with. I have an idea, and it's not a pretty one.
Mm-hmm.
It was removed without incident. He's now undergoing rehabilitation.
Oh, good for him. Good job, pal.
Finally, a weird story that's, well, not gross, disgusting, and vile.
Anton, you be the grenade catcher.
It's a little vile because there's a war going on, but that's another story.
Okay, now here's some great obituaries. Speaking of dead people. Jimmy.
We back to the Royals again? That's too soon, dude.
James Robert Beef Ward passed away Thursday.
Beef Ward.
Preceded in death by his mother, Barbara Jean Buffalo Butt Ward, and pets, Princess Buster, Lady Bonkers, Susie, Daisy, and Silky. They left out Dopey and Doc. That's it.
Where's Wheezy and Sleazy, the fun ones?
They survived by the light of his life, fiancée Annie Red Callahan, Father J. Richard Old Fart, Debbie Peep Ward, sisters Kathy Funnyface, Paul Graff, Karen Turtle Ward, Hamburger Patty Ward, Amy Amos Ward, beloved children to be Jessica Thunderchild, and James, nephews, Joshua, Jason, numerous aunts, uncles, cousins, and friends. Pet Simba, Charlie, Max, Bailey, Aussie, Sylvia, Elvis, Mo, Misty, Chloe, Blue, Sydney, Coco, Harley, Cassie, Paige, Little Dude, and Diabla.
I thought the last would be like Bill. And their dog, Bob.
Stephen Merrill, 31, Winter Haven. Passed away February 12th due to an uppercut from Batman.
Batman doesn't kill, so it must have been someone impersonating him.
Well, I'm just thinking that he had to pay a friend to do that for him. If I die, this has got to be the obituary. and Antonia W. Tony LaRue, Bay St. Louis, Mississippi. Waffle House just lost a loyal customer on April 30th.
Damn it, where'd they put him?
Her!
She was here a minute ago.
Antonia died after a battle with multiple illnesses: lupus, rickets, scurvy, kidney disease, and feline leukemia.
I'm just going to let that go.
She had previously conquered polio as a child, contributing to her unusually petite ankles and the nickname polio legs, given to her by her ex-husband, Jean F. LaRue Jr.
Some people shouldn't be around names, nicknames.
It should not be difficult to imagine the multiple reasons for their divorce 35 years ago. 2 children resulted from that marriage: Hayden Hoffman and Jean F. LaRue III. Jean F. LaRue III, excuse me.
Jean.
Due to multiple anonymous Mother's Day cards, which arrived each May, the children suspected there were other siblings, but that has never been verified. She is survived by the 2 confirmed aforementioned children. Her favorite child, Jean III, who obviously wrote this obituary, eloped in college and married Kim Fulford, who dearly loved Tony. They gave Tony 3 grandchildren: Jean IV, Anne Elizabeth, and Hannah Grace. Tony often remarked that her son, Jean III, was just like his father. Her ex, Jean Jr., a statement that haunts her son to this day. Dum, 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 dum.
Yeah. Yeah.
They wouldn't let me write my dad's obituary.
No one would.
Pat Boulay got
no one would.
This is true, really news. Send email to TITR@netradio.network.